Hello and welcome, Libras, to your June blessing messages. So keep in mind these are collective in general. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to an outcome. Remember, you're a conscious creator, and you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So this is interesting, very interesting here, Libras. Okay, so we're going to start with your blessing of... all kind of tying together. Okay, so we'll start here. We'll start with the blessing of your affirmation. I'm willing to learn. The more I learn, the more I grow. No matter how old I am, I can always learn more, and I do so with confidence. Okay, so you're expanding, you're growing, you're evolving. Things are shifting in your experience. One thing that has been a challenge for you is your consciousness here, Libras, because we do have the dark thoughts consciousness and the present power consciousness, okay? So you're very powerful within your mind, right? Within your thoughts, and of course, within the ideas that come forward. Now, with the consciousness of dark thoughts, yes, sometimes we have fearful energies, we have fearful thoughts, we have things that are really helpful to work on with a container with like a therapist, right? To shine the light on and to heal and to move through. Sometimes we pick up energy and thoughts from others. So make sure that you are protecting your energy, that you're releasing energies that are not yours, right? And that you're aware of when you've absorbed someone else's energy, because you can absorb their consciousness too. And then all of a sudden you're thinking in this way and you're like, wait a second, what the heck? And you have this weird kind of moment of like, that's not my belief system. I wasn't thinking in that way. So, it's like you're impressionable in June. So just be very aware of that. But the blessing that's coming from that is you're able to recognize, wait a second, this isn't my truth. This isn't my belief system. This isn't my consciousness. This isn't who I am. And the way you're able to do that is being present in your power. With, the tiger and the lion here, there's almost that message of the tarot with the strength card where you temper the ego. So some of those messages that might be coming through may be fearful ones, like fearful thoughts that are, it's pretty much your ego that is trying to protect you, right? From evolving and growing, when in June, that's kind of what you're destined to do, is evolve and grow. So you're able to pick thoughts, you're able to balance your thoughts, you're able to connect in with your mind in a very healthy way, and kind of weed out those belief systems or those energies that are not yours, right? So that's something that's really powerful that is coming through for you here, Libra. We also have the blessing of truth coming through. So you're able to see, truth through the illusions. So again, whether it's a belief system that was driving you, that was from the way that you grew up, that is now toxic and outdated, or, something that you've taken on that's not yours, you are discovering more about your truth, what is true for you, right? With this truth card coming through here. And this is a soul coaching card, and I'm actually going to read this one. I'm guided to read this one for you here, Libra. We have: find your truth, be honest with yourself, and speak your heart. Walk your talk and follow your inner guidance in all activities. The truth is within you. Listen for what is sincere and honest in others. And the affirmation is, I live in my truth. Okay, so you are becoming more courageous in your truth, in your expression, in who you are, and the way you're showing up in this world. And you're also, with that child energy, you're listening to your inner child here. And maybe growing up, you felt that part of you was kind of like repressed, right? Like you had to fit into a certain box, right? Of somebody's comfort zone, or you felt like repressed in your expression growing up. Well, that's something that's healing here. Okay, that can often happen with those who have intuitive gifts and abilities, but they are around people that don't believe in that, don't support that, and kind of squash that creative side, or squash that intuitive side, right? Which can create a disconnect within our trust and within ourselves, and our truth within ourselves, right? And so that could be something that is healing here with that truth energy coming through, but you're showing up more authentically, right? You're living in your truth. And you are able to temper and balance out, those fears, right? You're turning those, almost like you're turning your fear, transmuting it into this superpower, into this strength. Okay. The other messages that we have coming through here, that a blessing for you in June is telepathy, thought power. It's all about the mind, the intuition, the crown chakra, the third eye, perhaps. The upper chakra is definitely for you Libras, right? That's what's coming through here. But you could be developing more telepathy with people that are connected with you within your heart space, within your soul group, with your partner. But yeah, it's like you're really becoming the master in some respects of your mind, and you're able to utilize it as a tool for your success, for your expansion, for your happiness, right? With that present power, you might resonate with Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. That might be something that you're kind of exploring, is how, those mindfulness practices, how to become very present and grounded and discerning of your thoughts, right? Another message that's coming through for blessing for you Libras is adventure. Dare to do things differently, manifest travel dreams, move to a new location. So that might be for some of you, you're starting to look at little, holidays you want to go on. You could go for like little trips to explore certain places you maybe want to move to. But there's this spiritual adventure that you're going on, right? You might have very adventurous dreams as well in the month of June coming through here. We also have for the creative blessing, what does your soul say? So this is about you being very organic and connected in with your soul and your communication, and very clear in your thoughts, right? But being able to have that conversation with what your soul wants to share with you. I talked about this in one of my videos. It's, choosing the right compass for your spiritual journey. And I think it was part 2. It was like when you're spiritually awakening, how you can easily get pulled into these different group thinks that aren't really you, right? It's kind of a vulnerable time. So this is you reconnecting in with you instead of seeking validation outside of yourself, and connecting in with your soul and unlocking your soul blueprint, and like quite literally look at the blue energy, right? And having that connection, that communication, that confidence, that's really helpful for you, okay? Because it feels like there's some sort of dream, something you want to expand into, something that you want to kind of get off the ground here. And in June, it looks like that's something that is soul driven, right? So it's really important that you connect in with your soul and your soul truth. We also have what is bringing you in blessing energies. We have the swimming pool, sunbathing, tanning, pool games, fun pool parties. So spending time by the water could be very beneficial for you, for balancing out your emotions, your energy, for cleansing energy, for bringing in some more levity and fun. There could be pool parties that are a lot of fun in June. You can meet new people, okay, or just sitting back and relaxing with a book, right, by the pool, just kind of soaking in that sun energy, right? That could be something else that's coming through. That's also really helpful if you're dealing with negativity, or energies that are denser, that are not yours, or even if they are yours. Going out in the sunshine, spending some time in the sunshine is really powerful for transmuting energies. Again, like if it's something that you feel is helpful to communicate with a therapist in like a professional container, definitely embrace that. But I'm more so speaking about like the lower frequency energies on an energetic level. I also speak about that in that video. So that's coming through really strong here. Maybe Libras, that's for you. Check out that choosing the best spiritual compass video. That might be something that's really beneficial for you and have a lot of information that's helpful. So when it comes into a person that could be bringing a blessing into your experience, we have influencer, trendsetter, content creator, follower, online influence. So you can meet, with this online energy, the influencer energy. It could be like a business you're starting, and an influencer can help to share, your product or share your business. It could be somebody who is an expert in that area, and they can bring in that assistance for you. Of course, be discerning, right? Or a content creator that brings in a lot of inspiration into your experience. It could be those that support you as your followers, right? You can meet a lot of really wonderful people, and connect with a lot of wonderful people here, Libra. And it feels like you are mostly connecting in with yourself and doing some of that internal work, but then also connecting in with others here. When it comes to your career and your business blessings, we have the 9th house expansion and the 10th house recognition. So you are being elevated on certain platforms. There is this expansion that's happening within your experience, right? But you are, again, focusing on doing that internal shifting energy and paying attention to your energy and your thoughts. And then you are going to be noticing that expansion happening in your physical reality, right? With the 9th house and the 10th house. And you could be invited onto some sort of public platform or to give some sort of talk in particular, or, brought on as some sort of honored guest. That's something else that's coming through here. Or just even simple expansion with your social media or on your platforms, or connecting with those that can help to, again, promote your products, promote your business. Some of you with that 9th house expansion, is just like you're elevating to the next level in your career, you're moving forward. Any sort of, like, again, restriction, egoic mindsets, things that were limiting you and restricting you are like dissolving, are clearing. You're finding ways to do that here. When it comes to love and relationships, it's interesting. We have the 6 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and the World card. So some of you are completing some sort of cycle that maybe had to do with an energy in the past, somebody that you dealt with who was an ex, who maybe kept you kind of stuck in this cycle of nostalgia, or this cycle of sadness for some of you. It's something that you're releasing, you're healing with a World card, and you're ready to invite new energy into your experience. Okay, that's something that I'm seeing. Some of you, if there was a communication block with you and someone else, that could be something that you're clearing and things are moving forward. Okay, that could be another message. Just kind of depends where you're at on your journey. But the World card is a very successful card. It is, where you've completed a chapter in a very successful way and you're ready for a new beginning. Now, something that someone might express to you, Libra, in the month of June that's really a blessing is, with you, I feel so safe. Now, that could be a client, that could be somebody, a friend, that could be a loved one, that could be a partner, but, you are creating a safe space for yourself within. And that's also, showing up in your frequency, so other people know that you're like a lighthouse, or you're a safe space that you can, again, make sure you have boundaries with others, right? Because you will attract people that do have wounds and require healing. And those that take accountability and are ready to do that work, that's a completely different story from those that just want to, take that light or have what you have without putting in the time, the energy, the alignment, and everything like that. But it does feel like you're going to become this lighthouse in June. So make sure that you have those spiritual boundaries and you have those boundaries with yourself and others as well. But that's a huge compliment for somebody to say that they feel safe with you, right? Because, as you know, with kind of what you've experienced with that 8 of Swords, some of you just kind of been overthinking quite a bit. But it feels like you're making a decision to close out a chapter in a very successful way in love and relationships, and move forward for whatever that is for you, Libra. Okay? So thank you so much for joining me. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.